main boiler area where the real actions happen, boiling the cane products, the syrup, where they get the sugar products, the white sugar, the brown sugar, and other byproducts such as ethanol. Hello, welcome to Black Mamba TV. Today we are going to take you on a tour around Mumias town. Mumias town is a sprawling urban center that has its origin from since the times of Nabongo Mumia, which was a kingdom that governed the western part of Kenya and from Uganda from the 1100s. Mumias town initially served as an administrative center to the Wanga kingdom under the rulership of Nabongo Mumia. Mumias town has many sites. Mumias town is a home for the famous Mumias sugar factory, is a home for various institutions and administrative functions and facilities such as hospitals. We are going to take you on a tour of Mumias town. Welcome our viewers. This is an urban center that is a sprawling town that is teeming with life by the day and by the night. Welcome and have yourself a feast for your eyes. kama 26. Mumias Sugar Company. Was at one time the biggest sugar manufacturer in East and Central Africa, manufacturing sugar that was both used for local consumption and for export. Mumias Sugar Company was one of the biggest players in the sugar sector. There's a factory that, if you can see the smoke, it tells a story of its former glory. Now it has had managerial problems, financial crisis, but this smoke just tells a story of a past that was once vibrant in the sugar sector. So have a look at just a part of the factory and appreciate its scale. Now we are doing the last stretch that leads straight into the boiler area of the factory. The factory specializes in production of all cane products, from its main product, which is sugar, to brown sugar, to other products like bagasse and ethanol. This is a factory that had a very significant contribution.
Hello viewers, welcome to Black Mamba TV. Today we are showcasing sites around Mumias Sugar Company. Remember, Mumias Sugar Company was at one point one of the biggest sugar manufacturers in East and Central Africa.
It had almost monopolized the entire sugar sector before the entry of other smaller players like Cabra's Sugar, West Kenya Sugar, Awendo, Mohoroni, and Sony. This is a factory that for a very long time has had a very significant contribution to the economy at large and to the livelihoods of people around here, where so many people, residents from within and even other people from all over the world, have secured employment opportunities. As you can see, I'm standing right adjacent to the main boiler area, where the real actions happen, boiling the cane products, the syrup, where they get the sugar products, the white sugar, the brown sugar, and other byproducts such as ethanol, which has many industrial functions. Viewers, this is a factory that the smoke that we see gushing up from the chimney, it just tells a story of its former glory. At one point, this was one of the biggest sugar players in the sugar sector, but it was since bedeviled by challenges ranging from a host of managerial challenges to economic and financial crisis, which almost nearly grounded it to its knees. But as you can see, the company is back into operating partially. Its functionality and operation is right about in the regions of 30 to 40%. This is a challenge. The fate of the factory really resulted from challenges that faces most other sugar sectors, most other sugar players in the company, not really in the country, and the challenges such as financial and managerial challenges, as well as economic challenges such as high taxation, rising cost of raw materials, and inputs, is a challenge that cuts across all other sectors, even agriculture, and all other sets of players in the manufacturing sector, and across all levels of production. So, as we can see, this is just a glimpse of the factory. We can appreciate the enormity of its scale. This is just a fraction of it. It's a factory that had an elaborate ecosystem ranging from the processing and manufacturing sections to staff quarters to schools where the children for the workers could just get the education just close by the factory. This is a factory that had really wanted to deliver convenience and comfort to its employees. It's a factory that has had a significant contribution, not just to those working here, but to the community at large. As you can see, the right in front of me is a plantation of cane, which is found in a region called Nucleus. This is an area about 3-kilometer radius around the factory, where the land is specialized. The land is set aside for massive advanced farming of cane that is solely for the purpose of exploitation by the factory. It is in this nucleus, viewers, that you will find advancement and innovation in sugar growing, where they'll try innovation, new varieties of canes that really can be floated out to the rest of the farmers as a continuous process of value addition to the farming and practice of sugar cultivation for maximum output. The reason why innovation is necessary, is a necessary process in sugar growing, farming, and processing, is because we want to have value for the effort and the labor that the farmers dedicate as they go toiling on their farms. They really want to have maximum optimal production.
Oh, sawa. Nilikuwa nataka kuambia tusonga tu katikati watapita tuna hapa. Wow. Mbaseni. Huko kabisa.
Sidhani kama hii ni waste water. Ni kama hii ni reservoir tu ya kuweka maji ya kwenda kutumia huko. Sababu inafanana na maji yenye iko kwa River Nzoia. Kama sprinkling ina ni kwa kisha tabari maji kana stala meranga ya uchafu ya maji tena.
Shit.